This is How to Loom Eeyore Part 3, and we're going to be putting our body together, all our body parts. And we're going to start off with the body and the head. And we're going to sew the head on, and you're going to be lining the back of the head up with the center back of the body. And you're going to be lining the front of the head up with the front center of the body. And so the ears will just be slightly forward, well, no, slightly back, as you can see, from the center side. So go ahead and sew your head on. If you line your back and front up, it should be fine. But you want to sew your head on because you want the hump to go in the back. And this video is going to be hard to see, but I'll do the best I can. It's hard to film when putting it together. And then once you go in and do the last bit, which I always take one thread out to tie it together, which is pretty easy. You've seen me do it on other videos. Okay, snip the excess, and then you'll use the crochet hook to pop those extensions in the center of the body. Now you want to attach your arms, and you'll see that curved line where we did the, like the heel of a sock. You want to sew your upper arms down the upper line of that, and it should be fairly easy to see. And you'll want to do that for both upper arms. And now you want to sew on your bottom leg. So you want to go down that line that you just sewed your side leg on, and then you're going to go down to the purled row, and you're going to sew it there, as you can see, so that the outer edge of your bottom leg shows up with the line, what lines up with the other arm. And you'll want to do the same thing on both sides, and then you'll want to tuck your ends, and of course line your tail up with the back center. You want to tuck all your ends in with the crochet hook. Go ahead and sew your tail on. And with it being Eeyore, if it's off center, it's all good because his tail is usually off center. Okay, so I tied my ends together. You should have some ends of your half size hairpiece, and you want to wrap them like a hairband and then put them around it, and then you want to intertwine in with the crochet hook your ends and tie them off all the way around, doing it periodically so it kind of goes in through all directions. You can choose to sew it on. I didn't. I chose to kind of knot it on since those ends are so nice. And it's good to get when you pull the hook through and the thread through that you get kind of the ends of the hair too. So go ahead, and now you want to tie the long strip of hair together in half, just like you did your tail. And then you're going to line it up in the front center of the head, lining up with the ears, you can see. And you want to pull through one of those tie-ins and tie it there so that it stays stable. And then what you're going to do is you're going to sew it down the back of the head in the back, down the center. And if you watched my dragon video, that's how you do it the same way in the dragon video as you do in this one. So, yeah, you want to line it up all the way down the back, just like that, and sew it in. And next we're going to add our face. And in my eye tutorial, which I'll put the link below so that you can make these eyes, put your eyes together with a column of 2 rows. You can see there's 2 in between them. And I'm sewing them on. So go ahead and sew them on. You can glue them on, but I chose to sew mine on. But the tutorial's in the link below for how to make the eyes. Now that we've sewn our eyes in, we're going to go in and we're going to add our eyebrows. And if you don't feel comfortable embroidering eyebrows onto his face, you can actually skip this part. You can be done. But I wanted to add some personality, so we're going to add eyebrows. And you're going to do it just above the eye, and you're going to do it slightly angled down. And if you know how to embroider, this is going to be really easy. If you haven't embroidered before, this is not going to be real easy. But this is more of an intermediate advanced pattern because of all the extra techniques, the changes of color, and the embroidering in of the eyebrows and mouth. But yeah, you're going to send the needle through the back to allow the thread to lay flat against the next one, and you want to make sure your needle slides up on the other side, because if your needle slides up on in between, it'll put a hole in your smooth lineup of the thread. See, like I just did there, you can see that there's a bit of a spot in there. But you want to do that on both sides. So you want to embroider the eyebrows in doing this technique. You can also go the other direction doing a horizontal pattern rather than doing this vertically like I'm doing right now. And I'll kind of show you how to do that with the mouth, how to work it horizontally rather than vertically. And here's your eyebrow, and what you're going to do is you're going to snip the end and tuck it in with the crochet hook after you tie it off. And I went back and forth so that it was particularly thick. And I do this the same on the mouth. You don't want too thin, it loses that dramatic area. And you want to do it the same for the other side. Now we want to do the mouth, and I've already done our first row. I'm going in and doing it vertically, and you can see how I'm doing this so that it shows up a little thicker. And you go in and you embroider the smile just below your seam, and then end it at the ends, the corners, right at the end seam, so that it gives a very slight smile. And as you can see, there's the slight smile, and I've added little corners to the mouth. You can choose to do this if you want. If you don't want to, then stop here, tie it off, that kind of thing. But I'm choosing to do the corners to the mouth. I don't normally do this, and so, but with Eeyore, it's distinctive to have the smile and the eyebrows. And then I shove the needle all the way through the mouth. And the reason for this is to kind of put that little smile indentation into the end of the mouth, like it is in the drawings and stuff. So that puts a little indentation at the mouth, which is the reason why I did it that way. Tie off, and then tuck in with your crochet hook. Okay, there's your smiling Eeyore with his little indentation. And so go ahead and do your other eyebrow and you're done.